right, we're back. So we took that bottom of the Dutch oven. It's in the light tank. The skillet that we were working on in one of the first episodes, second or so, still had a lot of gunk, grime. It looks a lot better. Just pitting through here, just pitting through the side, but I thought there was chunks. I think it was just nasty seasoning. All that's gone, but you can still feel the pitting. We're gonna get this cleaned up. Hopefully. Cold water. Don't use warm water. This will clean up and start getting some seasoning on it. Been on electrolysis for several days. I had to work. Kids' commitment. Not have time to work on it. This is not going to be a pretty skillet when it's done with the pitting. He wants it back. He wants to use it. You can use it. It's not going to be pretty. Alright, I'm going to get an old rag. We're going to finish cleaning this up. And then we are going to start seasoning it up here shortly, hopefully. Right now I don't see any rest. I'm sure there's going to be some flash rest. It actually looks really good. So we'll be back here shortly. Alright, we are back. So we have another round done. I know it's hard to see, but the splotchiness is starting to go away a little bit. Back here, there's still some. And obviously we got pitting in there. It's not going away. But the flash rest is gone at this point. So at this point, it's seasoning. So we're going to do one last seasoning. And I think this is going to be an episode we're just going to be done with. We're going to put this with some of the other stuff that's done. Because we can start like season this up with the other stuff that's done. Because we still have to put more seasoning on that stuff. I'm not heating up the oven just for one pan at a time at this point. It's too much. Too much on the oven. Might as well throw in what we can. Because you can stack it. Obviously, when the oven's running, that's money. Not making any money when that oven's running. So we're going to throw one more coat on this. Then we're going to go move on. I don't know what we're going to do yet. Still want to get in these cracks, because I'm telling you, around those heat rings are killer. They will rust up more than you know. So at this point, we definitely go a lot lighter on the oil. Still heavier than I like, but sometimes when you can't see the oil on it, that's what I like. But this one, is bad, so I went heavy. I'm going heavy again. This isn't my normal, but sometimes you have to do things that's not normal. And I've got a spider skillet. This was the same way. It's my meatloaf skillet. I may show it in this episode. If not, here's an episode that I did on restoring it. And it's my go-to. It's black as can be. The pitting's a lot worse. It's my meatloaf skillet. I use it on my Traeger. It does really good. No rust. It's black as can be. Alright, I'm going to clean this up a little more. I think this is going to be the last of this video. We're going to move on to something else. With this stubborn pan, I'm probably going to get a little bit of water. There's a little bit of flakes from the towels and rags that I've been using. But we're going to get that off. It's looking a lot better. Alright, we'll be back. Alright, we are back. So we got this pan. It's actually a little warm. I had it in the oven for a little bit to get it warm. It's starting to splotch back here because, you know, I put way too much oil on it. I don't know if you can see it in here. I'm going to try to get better lighting for in here. It's starting to splotch in here. I'm not so worried about that. Not really worried about here on this either, on the back side. Just because this pan was in rough shape to begin with. This is not something I'm selling. I'm going to return it to somebody, but it'll even itself out eventually when you cook on it enough times. I just wanted to prevent the rust. This thing was really bad shape. There's definitely a little bit of flash rust still in here. We're probably going to get some rust on this. I may go ahead and throw just a little bit more in here. Again, I normally don't do this, but I want it to get into those areas because it's not even. There's pitting in there. Yeah, if I just put it on a rag, it's not going to get in those pittings necessarily. I may not do the back the same way. We'll see. And I like avocado oil. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to give you the shine that you want. It's not going to look pretty. I've used the other oils out there. Crisco and vegetable oil, corn oil. It's got a lower heating point. And the problem I was running into when I started cooking after a while, it started flaking. And it's because it has a lower smoking point on those oils. I don't know, that's just what I've been told. And so if the heating point's 350, 400 degrees, and you're cooking at 450, you've exceeded that heating point, and so it starts flaking off. As I've been using the avocado oil, I haven't had to worry about the seasoning flaking off when I'm cooking. It just doesn't shine. It's dull looking. So there's really not a whole lot coming off now. And you're going to get some of that when you start seasoning this. You're going to get the rust and stuff. Just simply change out your rags. Use an old shirt, cut it up. Old washcloth you're not going to use anymore, towel. Just got to be careful because when you cut up that stuff, you don't want the fabric getting onto this. There's a little bit just coming off of this. And I'll take a rag that's lightly coated in water, not a whole lot. Kind of wipe it down. This pan's starting to look really pretty. Can't say pretty, it's just, we brought it back. It was rusty, crusty. It's usable. You can see in there, we'll get some of that. We'll get that out of there before we get it in the oven. There's some lint. It's looking a lot better. I just took a towel. Just put a little bit of water on it. It's not going to hurt anything. Just make sure we get that lint off there. Looks pretty good. We're going to get this in the oven. 400 and got 425. Sometimes I'll do 510. We're going to get it in for 45 minutes to an hour. Sometimes you don't have to go that full hour. Once you open it up and it's not smoking anymore, I've learned you're pretty much good to go. If your pan's sticky after a few days, it's because you didn't get all the seasoning, you didn't get it hot enough. Just throw it back in. But I have pretty good luck with 40, 45 minutes sometimes. We're going to get this in. We'll be back.